It'll work unless it doesn't. It'll work unless it doesn't. What do I mean? There's a lot of good ideas out there. There's a lot of great ideas out there. There are a lot of awesome marketing strategies out there. There are thousands of ways to start, run, and build a business. And they all work. They all work. Unless they don't. It seems that one area, and it may be becoming the main area, that God is putting me out into the marketplace, and the gap to fill are those men, Christian businessmen and ministers, who none of that stuff has ever worked for them. And the confusion and the frustration that's part of that. And doing what everybody, and I don't even want to use the term gurus, doing what the professionals out there are doing, and it's actually working. Doing the things when you don't have any money that actually work. Doing the things when you have a little bit of money that actually work. Okay? We're not disparaging marketing ideas. We're not disparaging SEO and websites and Google ads and Nextdoor and Craigslist and Facebook and Instagram. We're not disparaging the guys that say post so many times a day, post at these certain times of the day, post on these specific platforms, post this way, post that way. They all work unless they don't work for you. And why do they not work for you? And that is a very frustrating place to be. That's why we encourage you. We're trying to make an impact in the Christian world, doing things God's way, doing things the way He has set them up in the economy versus Egypt's way. And God has put many of these laws into the universe that anybody who does them, for the most part, they will be blessed. They don't have to know God, love God, they can even hate God. But if they're doing these principles that He has put into the universe, they will be blessed and they will work. But for some, it won't work. No matter how hard you try, no matter how much money you spend, no matter how much money you don't spend, no matter how many ads you put out, no matter how many videos you put out, no matter how many free advertising you do, no matter how many times you post or how many months you post at the same time every day, none of it works. And most people can't understand that. They can't comprehend it. And I was there for a few years. But the one thing I did and never stopped doing was pursuing God. See, we can't compare ourselves among ourselves. We can't look at all the people that are successful. Whether you're looking at a brick and mortar business and looking at you picked one, two, or three of different companies that are in your industry, and you've tried to follow them. Not necessarily copy them, but you've tried to follow their tactics, and it just ain't worked for you. Whether you're trying to do a coaching business, that's the main two things I'm doing, is my brick and mortar business and pest control mainly, and junk removal, and then maybe some pressure washer and some handyman stuff, but mainly trying to focus on the pest control. And then my online coaching, the coaching program, the divorce that I went through, and getting out of the ministry, and all the embarrassment and the heartache and everything that went with that divorce, and standing for my marriage now for 11 years, and the changes I had to go through, and that process, and those pits and peaks that God sent me through to put a program together to help other men that I know He wants me to do. I don't have any doubt. This is what He told me to do. And then, that's going to have, free aspects of it, but it's a paid thing. It's a business, but also a ministry. So my brick and mortar business, my coaching business, and ministry. Okay? None of those things are working right now. And they haven't worked for at least 5 years. When things were going good for whatever reason, and I had a little bit of money, over the last 8 years, I put about $8,000 to $10,000 into advertising, and have gotten zero return on my investment. Not one phone call. Paying professional, not doing it myself and trying to wing it myself. Me actually hiring professionals who do this stuff, and got no return on my investment. Paying for Google ads, paying for guys to run my Google ads, paying guys to make very professional, in my opinion, YouTube commercials that I talked to guys who've used them. Oh yeah, when I used him to make my commercials, my business blew up. Oh yeah, when I used that guy to run Google ads, my business blew up. None of it worked for me. There was a time prior to 5 years ago, 5 to 6 years ago, where I was using Thumbtack and one other one for a brief period, and it was working while it worked, but then it didn't. And since then, nothing's worked. And that's what I want to talk to you about. You're in that in between, and you're in that moment where none of that's going to work because God's doing something different with you. And the sooner you just get a hold of that, and the more you just pursue walking with Him and pursuing God, and Him being your priority, and seeking Him first, He'll give you that deep, settled peace to just let Him have it all. And yeah, do the free stuff that you can. So I make videos every day. I post something nearly every day. I put devotionals out there. I'm creating something every day. I have been faithful for 8 years. Writing, creating, reading, and being faithful. I've got thousands of pages of stuff I've wrote and thousands of videos. And I'm just faithful. But nothing is working. But God's promised me some things. And as I've walked with Him, He's assured me of these things. I have no doubt about these things. I just have to be faithful with what I can do and learn to rest in Him and know that it ain't about me. It ain't about my effort. And he don't need me to do a thing. If he's going to bless, if you've got that promise and that calling and that vision, you know it's from him, you can hang your hat on that. Be faithful during the lean time, be faithful during the confusion time, be faithful when nothing else is happening, and be ready to do it for years. Like David was in the wilderness for years, Joseph was in Potiphar's house in the prison for years. That's just it's an ongoing theme throughout scriptures. And then as long as when they were faithful, when he was ready to promote them, it was boom. And all of a sudden it looked like an overnight success. That's what God's doing for you. So yeah, SEO is good, Google Ads is good, all that stuff is good. And if you've got the money, the time, and you can pay, do it. Do that stuff, but learn quickly that if after 3 to 6 months, none of that has brought you any business, maybe God will tell you, like he told me one morning about 2.5 years ago, let me be your marketer. And just dial it down and say, okay, I'm done. I'm resting in you. And you'll bless it, and you'll promote it, and you'll bring the abundance, you'll bring the clients, you'll bring the work whenever you're ready. And I'm just going to completely trust you, and I'm just going to walk with you, and I'm going to seek you first, and you can add all that other stuff to me as you see fit. So, I was in the middle of watching the pest control video tonight. I thought, I still want to learn my craft. I want to learn my trade. I want to teach myself. I want to grow. But at the same time, I know no matter what business tactics they show me that are excellent and good, that's not where God has me right now. So I'm continuing to learn, continuing to read, continuing to write, continuing to make videos, continuing to preach, continuing to teach, going to the daily grind of whatever work I got. I'm working with my buddy right now in his duct cleaning business. And as we're going about, he talks about my pest control, and I give cards to people. And I've been out here for 5 months. I've got 1 pest control client. But when it all is said and done, and everything clicks, the money is there, the clients are there, the business is running good and profitable, the building is there, the equipment is there, the employees are there, the trucks are there, and things are lined up and things are moving forward. And whenever that happens and how it happens, when people ask you, how did you do it? You can't point to any business strategy. You can't point to any tactic. You can't point to any one man or group, any SEO or Google Ads manager. You can't point to any of that. The only place you can point, and you can keep your mouth shut when people say, how'd you do it? And watch God blow that thing up, because it's all about him. It's all for his honor and glory. And you just might be one of those special people that he wants to do that through and for. But he's got to put his time into you. He's got to send the trials and the tribulations. He's got to send you through the fire. And you have to let him do it. And you have to be willing and submit to it for the long haul. Not looking for the money, not looking for the results, just looking to him. Dealing with your emotions, getting mad at God, getting frustrated, dealing with it properly. But when it's all said and done with, you keep looking for him, serving him, knowing that when he's ready, he will do it. And you can point to him. Hey, until we meet again, keep your eyes on him.